Guys, this bothers me so much. I'm on this Benzo group, and it sickens me because I try to give people hope, and what I say is somehow offensive to them. Like, I tell some of the people in the group, I've been to rehabs with certain people, actually a decent amount of people that have came off of opiates and benzos. And then I've came to rehab with roommates, people I still connect with to this day, that were coming off of dosages of benzos you couldn't even imagine. And I mean 25 to 30 milligrams of alprazolam a day. Some of them, alprazolam, clonazepam, and alcohol all together a day for years. I mean, over a decade, over 15 years, some 20. Like, I've seen people detox 2 weeks. They were given Librium, not a cross tolerance dose, not like, oh, I was taking 25 milligrams of alprazolam, and you know, I there were not like people that were prescribed. You know what I mean? These people were popping 15 to 20 bars a day. Like, hello. And then on top of it, clonazepam because clonopin because they wanted to let it last, and chugging handles of vodka. It's just annoying because I post in the group like a comment to somebody struggling. I comment, oh, I was in rehab, like what I just told you guys. I was in rehab with people that have came off of this, and some of you guys might even attest to this, like straight up. They've come off of benzos at dosages you couldn't imagine. Multiple benzos and alcohol together. Sometimes alprazolam and clonazepam. I've seen it. They were my roommates. I watched them go through detox. I watched them. They were given clonidine and the lowest dose of Librium you could get. Me, myself, when I came off benzos, opiates, Zoloft, and gabapentin, which I shouldn't have been taken off, which I just got a letter in the mail the other day asking me if I wanted to pretty much pursue a lawsuit against them. I will even show you the damn letter. I'll show it to you. If you guys really want, I'll show it to you. But my point is like, I've been roommates with these people and I've seen them recover. 2 weeks after detox, they're on their feet again. They're working out. They're getting bigger. They're sleeping without medications. They were taking these benzos for over 15, 20 years. I mean, I've seen it. I'm not even saying their detox was easy. You know what I mean? Yeah, they had anxiety. Some of them just had anxiety. They didn't have delirium tremens, DTs. They didn't have akathisia. They didn't have any of that. They were just, that was their drug, like opiates. And mind you, some of my viewers, y'all can attest to this. Opiate withdrawal is not to be underestimated because straight up, opiate withdrawal is freaking brutal. And when I mean brutal, I mean, what's the opposite of a painkiller? Not only that, but fentanyl, heroin, oxycodone. It calms you down. It gets rid of. I know people that have been on opiates and cold turkeyed high doses of benzos using and like with the opiates, and they successfully got through it because the opiates were just enough to calm them down. I mean, what does that tell you? that yes, opiates do work on your dopamine receptors, or they produce dopamine. They work on your opiate receptors. They do play with your GABA receptors. Yes, they do, because they calm you down. They play with everything. They play with your amygdala. They play with your hypothalamus. They play, hypothalamic dysregulation when you're coming off of it, hot and cold sweats. Some of y'all coming off opiates didn't sleep for what, weeks? I mean, come on, dude. Like, and I'm in these groups and I'm trying to give people hope. I'm not saying anything negative. I even say that I say this straight up. There are people that are hypersensitive to coming off of psychiatric medications, benzos, SSRIs, this, that, the other. They have a harder time than others getting off. But to see 150,000 people in a group or more, every single one of them, maybe two of them I've seen say, I got through it, I didn't think about it again. That was it. But most, if not all, the rest are saying they read this and that, and now they're experiencing this and that. They say the most, like, they say a lot of things that are, you're not giving your. I mean, these people are like, it's easy to say it like this, right? If you're a patient, your diagnostician, physician, your GP, your psychiatrist, your neurologist is prescribing you a benzo or a barbiturate or this or that or whatever, you're not supposed to feel withdrawal under their care. You're not supposed to feel withdrawal symptoms. You're not supposed to, because they should be able to taper you off painlessly, right? But guess what? If nowadays, for some reason, everybody's just like, I need to come off benzos immediately, it has to happen now, next week. I'm telling my doctor tomorrow, I want off. And I ask them, why? They say, well, because everybody's saying that. And I tell them, cut it right there. Everybody's saying. Why is it because everybody's saying? Who's everybody? Who was the first motherfucker that came out and said, y'all need to get off benzos now? Because from what I recall, not the 80s, but the 80s is included, the 90s and early 2000s, never heard of people this bad, complaining this bad about coming off of benzos. You know what I mean? Like, your CNS system, your central nervous system, GABA receptors, they're not permanently damaged, dude. If they were permanently damaged, you would not be able to emotionally respond to anything like this. You wouldn't be able to get anxious. I mean, not even that. Here's a better way to put it. If your CNS system or GABA receptors are permanently damaged, which almost everybody in the groups say, everybody in the group says, permanent damage. I say, who was the person that came out and said straight up that if you have permanent damage to your GABA receptors, to your central nervous system, who's the person that said, if it's permanently damaged, all you're going to feel is anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and depression? But then the other 50% is happiness and excitement, and the opposite of suicidal depression and thoughts and ideations. Who came up and said, this 50%, that's all negative, when your GABA receptors and CNS is permanently messed up, this is what you're going to get: panic, anxiety, and depression? Even though it's the same emotion that follows happiness, excitement, and the opposite of suicidal thoughts and depression. Who said straight up that the negative side means your GABA receptors and your CNS is screwed up, permanently damaged, broken? If whoever said it, please come out now and say it. Tell me straight up. I'm the person that decided that. I'm the person that tested it. I'm the person that made this truth. what it is. I would love to hear from you, because I do know for a fact that excitement and happiness, anxiety is the same emotion that stands behind those feelings. So, realistically, who the hell came up with that? Who straight up came out and said, that this side, this 50% negativity, is what happens when your CNS is permanently damaged? Because, like I said, the same emotion. Who came out and said that your CNS system is permanently screwed up, so you're going to be anxious, paranoid, depressed, and suicidal the rest of your life, rather than happy, motivated, this, that, and the third, positively? Who's the one that said the negative side means it's messed up permanently? Who's the one that said that? It all has to do with perspective. I'm in this group, and I'm telling people, like, these people are like, I'm waiting. It's been 7 years since I've been off my benzo. Withdrawals just came back yesterday. Like, I'm in acute withdrawal. I'm like, either you're doing other drugs, you're overthinking the shit out of everything, you've been popping benzos again and not telling anybody, or you're drinking. Like, because if you've been clean and sober off of benzodiazepines for almost a decade, you're not going through acute withdrawals anymore. That's not happening. Even post-acute withdrawals. Dude, 6 or 7 years, give me a goddamn break. Get your hormones checked, get your thyroid checked, get everything freaking checked, because I guarantee you, you are not going through acute withdrawals. Definitely, concrete, you are not going through acute withdrawals. And as for post-acute withdrawals, I highly doubt it. I can guarantee you, though, that you are not dealing with whatever the fuck it is that's bothering you. And what I mean by that is, what's bothering you inside might not mean I was in Afghanistan serving, or I lost my kid, or divorced, did this or that. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying that those are the reasons that people have underlying issues. Do you know an underlying issue could mean ticks? It could mean that you don't like the fact that the TV you have has a black border instead of a gray one. Um, that you can't stand the fact that the fan you have in your room, such as this one, a fan you have is making a click sound every 5 or 4 seconds. It's making a click sound that drives you nuts. You know, you might have body dysmorphia. You might have certain things that you won't want to bring up, because if you do, you're going to think, oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. I don't think you're crazy. You can tell me. Like I said in my other videos, you can tell me straight up. I'm not going to think you're crazy. Not at all. You know how complex this is? Not your skull, your brain, and your mind. Both are very complex. They don't really work together as a team if you have inner issues, if you are having overthinking problems and intrusive thoughts. What are your intrusive thoughts? What do they tell you? Because it might sound absolutely sick and insane. It, of course, it's gonna sound sick and insane. But the thing is that's okay. Like, there's probably 9 billion humans on Earth now. Probably more. Who the fucking hell? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck? No, you know what I mean? Like, documented, undocumented, this, that, the third. There's probably more people than that on Earth, and I can tell you straight up that what you're feeling is not what everybody else is feeling, and what that second person is feeling is not what that person's feeling, but it might be what 10 other people are feeling, and etc., 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 and forward and forward and forward, and so on and so on. in that group, I'm trying to give people hope. I'm like, I know people that were popping 7 to 10 milligrams of clonazepam mixed with 20 to 30 milligrams of alprazolam while chugging a freaking handle of vodka every fucking day. I had been in rehab with these people. They were my roommates in that bed right across the way. They were there. And I watched them detox. And mind you, a good amount of them were actually sleeping through it, even with that minor little minuscule dose of Librium. Some of them were on phenobarbital. I was on phenobarbital when I was ripped off my gabapentin Zoloft, and I went in for the opiates and benzos. Well, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't abusing benzos. I was trying to take them to get through opiate withdrawal and kept failing and failing and failing and failing. And precept after precept after precept after precept, 17 times that I've been through it, my roommates were popping benzos and drinking. They were pretty much, sorry for the word, raping their GABA receptors and their CNS system. But guess what? I've been to rehab 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days. I've came back over almost a year later. And there were a couple people from coming off benzos and alcohol, benzos, doses you couldn't even imagine. Buff, sleeping without medication. They're homeless. They don't have families, so that's why they stay so long. They don't have outer support groups. You know what I mean? You gotta understand these people, so it's not easy. Seeing them doing better than I was doing, seriously, off of my 1-2 milligrams of alprazolam, or the maximum I was taking was 5 or 6 milligrams a day for like a couple weeks or so. And I look at them and I'm like, they're my roommates. Some of them, I'm watching them detox. Most of them, no seizures. They slept better than I did. They weren't on opiates, but they were sleeping like fucking babies. And I'm like, oh, don't underestimate opiate withdrawal. I'm sorry, but please. If you're intelligent enough and you're not a fucking idiot, straight up withdrawal from fentanyl, heroin, oxycodone, opiates, opioids, whatever, even synthetic like fentanyl or MAT meds that are, partial agonists like buprenorphine, or full agonists that still block methadone. I mean, ask these people, the people that are questioning, the people that are questioning me about benzos, and that's not possibly true. There's no way they came off of that high of a dosage. I said, listen, fool, they were on these benzos for 15 to 20 years every day. That was their drug of choice. They don't remember that long. Almost two decades. They don't remember anything. Right? They don't remember shit. They were blacked out. Drinking with them. Everything you could think of to get fucked up and blacked out. Within 2 weeks, they are up on their feet, moving around, working out, eating good, this, that, the third, whatever. Some of them I still keep contact with, man. I still keep contact. I have their numbers. Austin, where is it? I have their numbers written down on paper. And I'm like, you were taking how much Xanax a day? 25 milligrams. And I would top it off with Klonopin. Clonazepam? Yeah, how much were you taking of that? 8, 10 milligrams? If I didn't have any, I would just take my Xanax. If I didn't have anything at all, I would just chug a handle or two of vodka until my Xans and Klonopin or one or the other came back. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, holy shit. Wow. How do you feel now after 2 weeks and 5 days? They're like this. I feel freaking great. I love my energy. I've slept so much of my life away that even if I don't sleep, it's probably because I've been sleeping for so long. I've been constantly sleeping with the benzos and the alcohol. I've been sleeping constantly. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, I'm fine to be awake. I'm fine to be energized. I love it. I'm working out. I'm doing this and that. And I'm like, that's fucking amazing. So I go in this stupid Facebook group, and a lot of these fajoles are sitting there, and they're like, if I say something like, someone says, it's been 5 years. I had a window. Finally. Good window. But then, an hour later, back into acute withdrawal. I'm like, dude, you're not going through acute withdrawal. Benzos are not lipophilic. They do not store in your fat cells. They're not going to sporadically start popping out of your groin or this, like fentanyl. You know, they're not going to pop out of your fat cells. They're not going to do that. They're GABA, CNS suppressants. They keep you like alcohol. GABA's alcohol, GABA's A and B, alcohol and benzo. You can drink your way through a benzo withdrawal. You can take benzos through an alcohol withdrawal. Yes, you can. Scientifically, it's true. Ask your doctor. They'll tell you straight up, technically, by science, yeah, you can. And then it's not something you really want to tell to somebody because if they're addicts, they're going to freaking sit there and take that like, oh, I'll just start drinking. No, don't do that. But seriously, it's kind of sick the fact that I comment on some of these posts in these groups or this group and someone's saying, I don't think I'll ever get better. And I say, hey, I was in rehab with, 7 times. And every time I went, probably 4 of the times I was in there, anyone that was my roommate was coming off benzos and alcohol, both together. Handle of vodka a day, 10 to 20 milligrams of alprazolam. Surprised they didn't die. But guess what? After 2 weeks and a little bit of change, they come out doing better than I am doing coming off of just opiates. You know what I mean? Like opiates make you fiend. And you have a constant panic attack for weeks. You can't sleep for weeks. You can take 30 milligrams of alprazolam and Klonopin together. And gabapentin, whatever you want. And Seroquel, whatever you want. You're not going to sleep in opiate withdrawal. You're going to fiend because your pleasure center is like, I need something. I need it now. I mean, come on, dude. We go through risks of precipitated withdrawal, this, that, and the third. It ain't easy. So stop going. I've seen people have seizures in opiate withdrawal because they can't keep water down. They can't keep anything down. And their GABA receptors, their CNS system is completely screwed up. Their uh, internal temperature, their internal thermometer, their hypothalamus is dysregulated. They're hot and cold. They're this and that. They're fiending. They're in massive amounts of pain. Massive amounts of pain. It's a painkiller. And it also gives you anti-anxiety. Like I said, people have used opiates while getting off of alprazolam because they say, hey, I want to get rid of one drug. If I'm taking all these, I want to get rid of the Xanax or the Klonopin. So, what am I going to do? Well, I'll just keep using the fucking fentanyl or heroin. And they do. And guess what? It calms them down enough to the point where they get through it. And I've seen it. I watched while I wasn't sleeping. I've watched a lot of them just sleep. And I'm like, when I hear is snoring. And I'm like, how the fuck are you sleeping? How are you sleeping? Because they gave me everything under the sun. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep for a second. Pure opiates. Can't sleep. These benzo addicts, not patients, addicts, going through withdrawal with alcohol, without whatever, they surrender because that's their drug of choice. They don't want to get high off that anymore. They're tired of being calm. They want their energy back. They want to live. That's how they see things. Then there's the patients, like people like you guys out there that have been prescribed for 15, 20 years. Or when you were 15 years old and now you're 30. And they've been giving you Xanax bars since you were 15, dude. There's some of you guys, but guess what? A lot of patients, like I said in my other video, they've never experienced withdrawal before. They have never experienced it. So when it hits, if they have withdrawal symptoms, if it's not just rebound anxiety and just, or their genetics help them out, or their enzymes in their body, certain things help them out, and there's still a mystery as to why people don't withdraw from alcohol. There's some people that have been drinking 2 handles of fucking vodka a day for 20 years and stop cold turkey, and they're depressed and a little anxious, but they don't have DT. They're not doing any of that. They're not shaking. They're not throwing nothing. They just have a little anxiety. They can't sleep for a little while, but they're not. They don't need to be in a hospital. They don't need to be in a detox center. I think they cold turkey, dude. And I'm like, wow, good for you. But patience, you know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have to feel withdrawal symptoms. The doctors out there, please don't sit there and act stupid. Do not act stupid. Don't act like y'all don't know how to taper people off benzos. You understand the pharmacokinetics of benzos. Please stop sitting there and pulling people off of their benzo prescriptions, because this is not like the DEA coming at physicians, prescribing physicians, or pain management doctors giving people opioids. This is worse. This doctors are all, they're scared. They're freaking out. They feel like they got to get their patients off the benzos immediately and disregard them. Why would you? Why? For what? Some of these people have panic. I have panic disorder. I still do. Why do you think I'm up late? I still suffer from insomnia and anxiety. This helps me get rid of my anxiety. But I'm speaking the truth in this stupid fucking group. I'm trying to tell people. I've seen people come off of 30 milligrams of Alpraz, can't say the full name, and Klon or K, 10 to 20 milligrams a day combined together, or one or the other, or all of them in alcohol, or one of them in alcohol, or the other in alcohol together. I have seen people do it, dude. I've seen people do it. I'm with them the whole way. The whole way. They got over it. They got through it. They beat it. And it just sickens me that I have to sit here and get bashed for giving people hope. They tell me, well, you must be wrong. You've clearly never taken a benzo, because if you did, you would know. I'm like, dude, you fucking moron. I've taken benzos before. 3 times the dosage you take. Maybe 4. Maybe people are like, oh, 0.5 for 2 years, and I'm having delirium tremens and this and that. And I'm not, it's like, I'm not saying you're not. But I'm also saying that if you keep reading everybody's horror stories, you're going to turn into a horror story. Don't bash people that don't have the same symptoms you do. Because when you do that, their minds are very sensitive. They might think, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't taken a benzo in 7 years. I've been living fantastically. But I saw this one person say this. They've been off for 20 years, and now the acute withdrawal came back. Oh God, that means I'm good. It doesn't mean shit, dude. It means you're gonna replicate what they're saying. Leave these groups. Just dip off, bounce, dude. The first time I ever had withdrawal from alprazolam, I had some back pain, slight stomach cramping, chest pain. Oh yeah, chest pain. Like I was like, ow. No anxiety, no insomnia. I still slept fine. I just had pain, and I was like, some diarrhea, not that bad. And it just went away. You know what I mean? That was before I even knew about withdrawal. It was before that whole world, before all of that. So my point is like, I'm in this group. And I'm trying to spread some light and positivity, right, guys? I'm trying to say I've seen people beat this addicts get through 3 to 5 times the dosages you guys were on, giving their stories. And all I get told is, you're lying. I know a lot of you guys have been to rehabs, and you can attest for me. Please tell me you can straight up say you have seen people come off ridiculously high amounts of benzodiazepines, get through it, and be okay. They don't even have post-acute symptoms. They're doing better than I am right now. They're doing better than me. I'm not even taking it. Still doing better than me. Like, don't bash me because I'm trying to give you positivity and some hope. This is why I wanted to leave this group a while ago. I just keep forgetting because my ADHD, I forget. So I'm like, oh, I see a post, Benzo buddy, or whatever the fuck they're called. Oh no, when am I gonna get a good window? I'll fucking install one, dude. What do you want me to tell you? It's called good days and bad days. It's called life. Things happen. If you negatively respond emotionally to something, it does not mean you need to blame the benzo that you quit fucking more than a half a decade ago. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. 6 or 7 years? You're saying you're still suffering acute withdrawal symptoms? I'm going to tell you, no, the fuck you're not. You've got something else going on. You might even be traumatized because of your first withdrawal. You might be that might be PTSD. You ever think of that? You might have a thyroid problem. You might have a hormone deficiency, which is also you might have a insufficient amount of certain nutrients and vitamins in your body that can cause a lot of that crap. So it just kind of pissed me off to hear that from people. You know what I mean? What is that? Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. It was my friggin' dog scratching at my door. She was out the door. I didn't even realize it. Hi, baby. So yeah, it was like it kind of pissed me off. Like I was like, why am I getting bashed for promoting positivity? I even tell the people in ways that I'm not attacking them. I'm just like, you got this. You're gonna be fine. You don't look into these groups too much. Don't feed into other people's horror stories, because if you keep doing that, that's going to be your story. Actually, multiple stories are going to be your story. There are people that need benzos for the rest of their lives. People that suffer from muscular spasmic disorders. They suffer from epilepsy. They suffer from chronic panic issues. They suffer from this, that, and the third. There are multiple reasons that some people, they need to be on them. They've tried everything and nothing else works. So just like ADHD adults and kids, they're prescribed Adderall, Vyvanse, Meditate, this, that, the other. They go, and guess what? They actually do good. You might be like, oh, they're not sober. Dude, what do you fucking care? You're one of how many billion people on this earth? Why are you... A lot of people are fucked up from PTSD and trauma. If they're given a medication to help them to stabilize their norepinephrine system and their dopamine levels and this and that, some people are on buprenorphine for forever, dude. They're like, I don't give a shit. I'm fine with this. Methadone too. Some people, I'm fine with it. Some people have chronic pain. I have I've got costochondritis and pudendal nerve damage, along with my right knee is hurt from the Thai boxing. This shit hurts, dude. It ain't fun. But I'm not on that stuff. I take ibuprofen if I have to take it. But usually, just deal with the pain, man. But some people have hardcore pain. And they need these medications just to keep leveled. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to bash anybody at all. I'm not bashing anybody. Especially in that group. These people want you to suffer. If you don't suffer the way they do, you are a piece of liar and you've never taken a benzo in your life. I've seen people on YouTube comment on this. One person was like, "You've clearly never been on a benzo," and the guy agreed with somebody else. Another guy said, "A lot of you are still sick. You haven't worked on your issues, your PTSDs or your traumas or your this or that or whatever." And this other guy was like, "You're right." And one person commented back, replied, like commented to the dude who said, "You're right," and said, "What do you know? You've never even been on a benzo. I can guarantee you." And the guy was just straight up. The guy was like, "I've been on 10 milligrams of alprazolam since it fucking came out." I forgot how many years he said, but like forever. His whole life. And he's like 50 something years old. He's off, successfully off. And I spoke to the guy. You know what I'm saying? Got to know him a little bit, whatever. He's off, dude. He ain't on that shit no more. But it's like, why do people have the nerve and the gall and the balls, hypothetical balls for women, physically balls for men? How do y'all have the balls to tell somebody they are lying because they're not suffering what you suffered? It's kind of BS that people literally sit there and try to freaking downplay other people. Like, they literally will tell you straight up, "You're lying, dude. Like, you're lying." You know what I mean? You're lying. You've clearly never been on benzos because you didn't go through what I went through. So you've never been on benzos. Who the fuck are you to, excuse me, who are you to tell somebody else what or what they haven't been on? Who are you? Because it looks like all the addicts that have been to rehab for benzos, not prescribed, taking them as and abusing them. Dry alcoholics, dry drunks, whatever. Both. Why is it that they go to rehab, they get better, they come out, they succeed, and they live their lives without post-acute symptoms or any of that? Why can't they exist? But because you've been on a zero point 0.5 of clonazepam a night for a few years, and you tried to stop, and you went to the hospital, why does that mean that other people don't? Because there are a great number of people that are binge drinkers or excessive drinkers that are actually technically not alcoholics. They're not physically dependent on alcohol. They can wake up the next day. They can go 24 hours, not have anything, no shakes, no anxiety, nothing. They can do it, and they just don't have withdrawals. I know there are people that'll comment if they see this video down below that haven't had withdrawals when they stopped alcohol. The thing is there's so many people writing on all these forums and these groups saying, "I got through it." I got through it. And then there's these people that go, "Well, I'm still going through it," which means you're lying. You clearly have never been on benzos. These people, I just want to fucking strangle. Shut up. You don't want people to heal. That's it. You don't want anybody to heal. What are you, sick in the fucking head? You don't want people to heal because you're not there yet? You're insane. Yeah, the benzos must be fucking you up because to downplay somebody else's sobriety or their achievements, if they were patients trying to get off, whatever. Don't downplay them because they don't have the same symptoms you do. And if someone comments in a group trying to give you hope, to say almost like some people have had it worse and still got through it and really got to another side within a shorter time span, and you attack that person for saying that, telling them they're lying, I'll call one of these fucking people one day. I'll call them, put them on the phone. People still won't believe me. They're gonna go, "How do you know they're not taking them now?" I don't. I can just tell. As a recovering addict, recovered, I can tell you straight up. I know they're not taking the fucking shit anymore. Xanax and all that shit, that's really not addictive. And it's not like alcohol. It's really not. It does calm you down. It'll knock you out for, if you don't have a tolerance, especially, it'll knock your ass out for a day or 2 days or whatever. It'll do a number on you, but it's just annoying to see how many people disagree with you because you don't have the same symptoms they do. That's sick. Like it's the most disgusting thing. I mean, you're downplaying people's success. You're telling people that have succeeded that they didn't succeed. My message to the people that act like that, my message to the people that oh shit, there's the message. Sorry, fuck off. If these people recovered, leave them be. Learn from them. Some of them had never had anxiety problems in their life. They just popped benzos because they wanted to sleep all day. They might have had insomnia issues. No anxiety, just insomnia. They got addicted to benzos so they could sleep. Some of them quit drinking and got hooked on benzos, and they take them to get dry drunk, practically, basically. So, realistically, why are you bashing people for succeeding? I mean, you're doing the opposite. And if you were to say to somebody, I made it, and I made it to the other side, through to the other side, and everything's great, and this and that, and life has been better, my hormones, my depression's gone, my anxiety's gone. If somebody tells you that, if you sit there and tell them, no, uh, I'm still suffering, there's no way you're off. Uh, how long you been off, asshole? I'm still on it. I mean, I'm off now, but I was on it for the 3 years. And then this guy over here has been on it for 15 years, and he got off and got stable, and he's okay, and he's working out, he's lifting, he's doing all types of martial arts, this, that, the third. He's doing all that. He's doing just fine, just fine. You don't believe there are people out there like that? Hmm? What? There's nobody out there like that. What? No. 96 white bitter beans. Go Bam. Go Jesse. uh, I'm just ranting because I'm in this group on Facebook, and I tried to tell this woman that I've been in rooms. They were my roommates. 2 handles a day with clonazepam or alprazolam for a nice hit. And they were snorting clonazepam and popping them and all types of shit, dude. Putting the Xanax or clonazepam in a straw, pinching both sides, crushing it up, the pill, and then putting it in their mouth with a drink so once it hits the stomach, boom, hits fast. People like that. I've been in rehab with people like that, and like I said, they got clean. They were good. They were fine. And I just don't like to sit here and hear from Jessica or Albert or this person or that person or that person that they're lying, or that I'm lying for even saying it, but people that have also said that, I was abusing them for, my whole life. I went to a detox and I got better and everything was great. So why don't you believe them? Because the fucking benzo holocaust, dude. You go on Google, you go on Reddit, you go on any of these freaking pages, and all you're gonna see is like people just horror stories. And then there's people that get through the withdrawal. They're typing their horror stories and shit on the groups, right? And they leave the groups because they start to feel better. And they're like, I don't want it. I don't want to be in that world anymore. I'm done. I don't want any part of that benzo group. I'm off of it. I'm fine. I'm doing great. My withdrawals were not that bad as I thought, and this and that. The third, like my first time withdrawing from alprazolam, my first time, like I said, back pain, some slight stomach pain, chest pain, like arthritis in my chest, which I do have costochondritis. No anxiety. no insomnia, nothing. I was like, what? Straight up prescription alprazolam, not my prescription, somebody else's. But it's like, just guys, stop bashing people if they don't suffer the way you did. It's like I said, I've seen people, I know people that have been drinking a handle or a fifth or a whole handle and two handles of vodka a day with a 12 pack or this or that and swallowing benzos for 15, 20 years. And they went through the withdrawal in detox and they did great. I watched them every fucking day go through it. Some of them didn't even have symptoms. I know it sounds crazy, right? Nothing. They didn't even sweat. Guy got up one day. I remember one of my roommates, he's from Brooklyn, and he was like, I feel fine. He's like, I feel like I'm catching up on sleep. I said, weren't you sleeping for like half your fucking life? He's like, yeah, but now I'm actually tired. I said, it's day 3, dog. He was like, is it? Well, I'm going back to sleep. I said, okay, sure. Well, I'm up all night shivering and hot, cold flashing. Come on, guys. You know the opiate withdrawal is fucking. Don't underestimate it, guys. Please stop with the whole bullshit about, oh, benzo withdrawal is 10 times worse than opiate withdrawal. Really? Because last time I was in opiate withdrawal hardcore, I had a massive panic attack for, ooh, 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 2, 3 weeks. Maybe I didn't sleep for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. Let's see what else. Couldn't eat or keep anything down. I was nauseous and vomiting. I had diarrhea. I kept urinating and it hurt to fucking urinate. On top of that, back pain because my adrenal glands sit on top of my kidneys and they sit on yours. And when they're pumping cortisol all the fucking time, you're gonna have throbbing back pain. That's not because your back hurts, guys. It's because of your adrenal glands sitting on top of your kidneys. That's what that's from. That's why beta blockers help. But not sleeping, I could take 3 bars of Xanax with no tolerance during opiate withdrawal and still not sleep a second. Y'all be calm as shit. I'm not gonna sleep though. No quality sleep. Not until those opiates are gone out of my system. So my point is, I don't want to go on too long, but like I said, don't bash people, please. Don't do it for them not having the same symptoms as you do because you sound like a fucking idiot. You sound like an envious piece of shit that deserves to suffer because if you're going to be that ignorant, fuck off, dude. Don't do that to people. Please let these people be. If somebody's doing good, support it. Learn from them. Not, acknowledge them and not envy them, but you have to look up to them in a sense because if you can't get through it and this guy or this girl does get through it, that should tell you why can't I, right? That's what it should tell you if you're a logical fucking person. But if you're gonna sit there and tell them you've never been on the benzo, who the fuck are you to say? What? The fucking guy's page says recovering from benzos, and the person replies to that page that says you've never been on benzos, you're a liar. Oh shit, alright. They're lying, I guess, right? Not everybody has the same symptoms. Not everybody has symptoms. Same with alcohol. Like I said, I know people that have been drinking mass amounts, gallon a day, every 2 days or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a lot of alcohol and popping benzos. Get through it. Alcoholics, no withdrawals for some reason. Probably genetics or enzymes. The GABA receptors, your benzos. Some people I know, like my mother, she's no symptoms at all. 1 milligram alprazolam, 32 years, cold turkey, nothing, nothing, nothing. The woman went to work, fine, everything was fine. What's withdrawal? I've never heard of that. What is that? I didn't even tell her what it was because if I would have told her, God forbid, she probably would have been like, oh God. She didn't have nothing. So my point is that, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but it's an hour video almost. Damn, 49 minutes. it just drives me nuts. You know what I mean? Like, it drives me nuts to see that there are people out there that are that much of a jerk off that you're going to seriously neglect somebody's truth. If they got off and you didn't yet, look up to them, learn from them, then get off. First of all, no one's rushing you to get off your benzo. I don't know who came out with this shit and said everybody needs to get off now. I don't know who started this whole thing, but there are people that need it, that are alcoholics in recovery, that need to be on a benzo, or there are certain people that have panic issues, even myself. I can't get prescribed the fucking benzo if I wanted. I've got like 3 of them I take, and I keep them for an emergency. Point fives. Clonazepam. I don't have a tolerance, so I take a 0.25 and I'm out to sleep. So, but like tonight, I'm not taking that stuff. I would rather just try to get tired naturally until my circadian rhythm gets back, because I've been through a lot of anxiety recently. Natural anxiety from life situation. But there's people out there that get through it. You guys can get through it. Gabe McCall. Look at Gabe McCall's video. That's my boy, Gabe, out in Oregon. Where I'm gonna be soon, Gabe. I'm gonna move to Oregon soon. So you know, I'll be out in Oregon, guys. Gabe McCall. I love Gabe. I know y'all been YouTube surfing withdrawal videos. Ryan Donnelly from my area. I've seen him a handful of times on a job site, by the beach, whatever. You know what I mean? He's a local like me. Gabe, my dude, man. What? I know y'all surfed through opiate withdrawal videos and found Gabe. He came off clonazepam. You know what I mean? It's not all in your head, but it's all in your head. It is. It's about perspective. You just change your perspective, guys. Change your perspectives. It's, you get a panic attack, your heart starts to race. Go run, motherfucker, run. And don't stop until you can't run anymore. You don't have no heart attack. Your heart enzymes might be elevated a little bit, but just go run. But I'm sorry, it was a rant. I'm sorry, guys. This video was not planned, but in a freaking group trying to give people hope, not downing anybody. I should even post the comments so you guys can see. I didn't say anything negative or derogatory towards them. I didn't say anything demeaning, nothing like that. But there's no way he was taking any benzos and got out of rehab in 2 weeks, and he's okay to this day. Does he have windows? I said, bitch, he's got a whole fucking house with doors and windows, kids, and a wife. Stop saying negative stuff. Support the people doing good. Look up to them. Envy them. Whatever. But don't bash people that have gotten through it. Sorry for the rant. Thank you for listening if you did. But it pisses me off. And I don't want any of that crap on my channel. I don't want to see anybody talking about that. I want to hear positive stories. Yeah, you can tell you negative a little bit, but tell me the positives, because those people with positive outcomes disappeared. They're gone. They're not coming back to the group. You think they want to be involved in a world where people are constantly like, it's been 15 years off my benzo, and I'm today having a good window, a window. Just stop with the window shit. You'll be fine, dude. It's called a fucking good day and a bad day, and your regular anxiety. And there's people that have technically quote unquote benzo withdrawal symptoms that have never taken benzos, that have panic anxiety their whole life so bad they're agoraphobic, they've never taken anything. That might be your problem. Get a therapist. Comment down below. Just something to get it out. You gotta get it out, guys. If I say this with pride, get it out. Comment down below. Like I said in the last video, what's bothering you inside? You need to say it. I don't care if it's the shape of your television or the color of the border. I don't care if it's the wall paint you have that's been bothering you for so many years. Think about it. Just think, if it's your ex, if it's something that's a trigger, just say it. I'm not judging you. I'm actually going to help you out. I will do my best to help you. Matter of fact, I challenge you guys. Comment down below. I'm getting a little more crafty with my YouTube. I'll start to have better shit, a little mini studio, all that crap. But I don't get money for this stuff, dude. I'm trying to knock some sense of reality into you guys. Comment down below what's bothering you. I asked you in the other video. I'm asking you again. This time I'm demanding it. Comment down below and just tell me what's bothering you. Don't hold it back. Please, for me, if you give a shit, write what's bothering you down below. Yes, down there. Just comment. Maronami. Comment. Say what's bothering you. Go ahead, everybody, vent. That's what my channel's for. Vent. I'm not gonna judge you. I ain't gonna judge nobody. I'm excited to hear what's bothering you, so I can get crafty and explain my way to you, so you can get out of it. Just comment something, guys. Please comment. Just say what the fuck's bothering you. What do you think your trigger is? Don't be embarrassed or ashamed. Just say it. All right. I'm waiting. I'm expecting your comments. Comment down below. Sorry for the rant, but people out there bashing people for not having the symptoms you're having. Suck it easy. Please, suck it easy and stop bashing. Shut up. You're making your own withdrawal worse. Okay? There are people that do have it. Severe benzo withdrawal, hypersensitive. Severe alcohol withdrawal, hypersensitive. Then there's people that are not so severe, moderate, some symptoms. And there's people that have barely even mild. And then there's people that just don't. Like that woman over there, your mother. Nothing. So, point is, comment down below. I want to hear what's bothering you guys. What's deep inside. What's bothering you. Because I guarantee you, you didn't even tell your therapist if you have one. I'll be your therapist. Comment down below. I'll respond to you guys. You know that. I don't give a shit if you subscribe or anything like that. I don't care about that stuff, dude. I'm doing this for you guys. Doing this for you. I want to help you. Comment down below what is bothering you inside. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Just fucking say it before your head pops off, alright? Good night.